Hey everyone, Grouchy Lenny here, doing a video for C-Studio's Beyond the Locks giveaway to celebrate his 6,000 subscribers. Um, what's really cool is he's over 15,000 subscribers now, which is awesome. His channel is really taking off, and I tell you, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. If you haven't seen it, Steve Studio's channel, he does lock sport stuff, and he does a lot of escapism with handcuff escapes, and he's been really big. He and Not Too Dead do the Shackelman Lock Sports, or Shackelman Cuff Club. There's their chip right there. But they both promote the escape, handcuff escapes, and it's a lot of fun. I recommend checking it out. And if you're into lock sport, give it a try. I picked up some Peerless 700 cups. I've been having a blast with them. I recommend definitely giving it a try. If you're not into lock sport, why don't you give that a try, you know? But anyway, let me get back to the matter at hand. So, C-Studio wants us to pop a lock, single pin pick, rake, bypass, whatever. And he wants us to talk about our hobbies beyond lock sport. So I'm going to pop this. It's kind of one of those days, I tell you. I'm struggling even with the easy locks, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we get this open. If not, I got a lot of backup easy locks here, which hopefully one of those will do the trick. But you know, sometimes you have days when it happens, sometimes less so. But wish me luck here. We'll see. Anyway. You know, you have good days, you have got bad. See, I got myself all psyched up. I was all worried about it. Popped right open. But, you know, some days you have good days, some days you have bad days. You just kind of roll with it, keep going. Keep at it, and it'll happen. I was all worried about it because I've been struggling with these locks today. But there you go. So, as far as other hobbies, got a bunch of other hobbies. My meta hobby is collecting hobbies, I guess. That's not too rare in the lock sport community, I understand. But I used to play guitar, keyboards, bass, a little ukulele. But to gotta be honest, man, I have not practiced any of that really for any period of time since before the pandemic. So I am super rusty. I'm not even going to try and play anything for you. That's all stuff I'd like to get back to one day. And I don't know, just during the pandemic, I had these kind of notions that I was really going to double down and practice, and it did not happen. And my depression got worse during the pandemic, and kind of all the hobbies I hoped I would really be able to focus on during that time, I did not. So one of these days I'll like to get back to it, but right now, lock sport. I'm just digging lock sport, and that's feeding my need. You know, it's feeding the ADHD. Every time I pop a lock, I get a little rush of dopamine. Feels good. It keeps my hands busy, keeps my mind sharp. So, but other hobbies I have, big tabletop gamer. Love tabletop gaming. There's part of a small portion of my dice collection here. I like the shiny Click Clack Math Rocks. Play a lot of board games, card games, tabletop role-playing games. Board games I've been into lately include Final Girls one, Arkham Horror. I have a group that meets regularly every month. We play Arkham Horror. We play some other board games too. I used to paint minis back in the day, and this is another thing I'd like to get back into, and wanted to do more during the pandemic but neglected. But these are some of my old Warhammer 40 or Warhammer Fantasy minis. I had some Warhammer 40k, but I gave most of those minis to my son, so I don't have many of my painted minis anymore. But I do want to paint some, the Final Girl board game, actually, they have miniatures for, which I picked up, and I got some Battletech minis I'd like to get around to painting, and just some that I paint for D&D, and some I just like to paint minis. It's kind of a fun little artistic channel for me. My favorite gaming, tabletop gaming, I love role-playing games, and in particular my favorite one is Call of Cthulhu. And this is the newest book for that. This is Cthulhu by Gaslight. The Call of Cthulhu is kind of a horror investigation role-playing game. So if you're familiar with Dungeons & Dragons, that's like a high fantasy role-playing game where you run around and fight dragons and monsters and stuff like that. Call of Cthulhu is more of a horror investigation where you go around and you're trying to find out what evil forces are up to and stop them. So Cthulhu by Gaslight book brings typical Call of Cthulhu, the default setting of which is 1920s, 1930s, usually in America, usually the New England area. And this brings it to Victorian England. So looking forward to playing some of that with some of my friends. Hoping to kick off a campaign in 2025. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much what I do. Cooking, I do like to cook. I do most of the cooking here at home, which my wife appreciates. Got into that when I was younger. Spent a couple years in a Zen Buddhist monastery because I needed to kind of get my head on straight at that point in time. And I ended up working in the kitchen there, doing vegetarian cooking, and I studied with a macrobiotic chef, and she taught me a lot of what I know about cooking, and since then I've kind of dabbled with it. And you know, I mostly do it as, you know, just to get meals on the table at home, but every now and then I'll try and find some interesting dishes I haven't made before and try new things out. So that's a lot of fun. Anyway, that's my hobbies. Thanks again, Sisu for sponsoring this giveaway. And for those of you who haven't checked out Sisu's channel, go check it out. Go check out Mitten Made Lock Sport, which is another channel that he runs. And that is dedicated to veterans and lock sport. And getting veterans into lock sport, you know, coaching them through, helping them learn, getting them set up and into the hobby. It's a fantastic hobby, as any of you who practice lock sport know. Helps keep our minds sharp. It helps keeps our hands busy, and it's puzzle solving, and it's a lot of fun. It can be therapeutic. It can be pretty zen. So anyway, check out Sisu, check out Made Lock Sport. Thanks everyone for sitting in and watching this, and y'all have a good day. Keep on picking and grinning. Bye.